Some dreams slip through our minds like passing shadows, but others crack open a window to what's yet to come. Back in 1999, a barely noticed manga emerged from Japan, chronicling 15 prophetic dreams in simple, pencil sketches. As years rolled on, each of those visions began to materialize, one after another. And the most chilling part? The last vision still hasn't unfolded. According to the book, it's set to occur at precisely 5:00 AIE on July 5, 2025. What did that dream reveal, and why has it haunted readers for over 2 decades? Today, we dive into the mystery. But before we proceed, if you hit like and subscribe before the video ends, legend says your fortune might shift in your favor. On July 1, 1999, a peculiar comic book surfaced in Japan. Its title was deceptively simple, The Future I Saw. At the time, almost no one paid it any mind. No spectacular artwork, no famous artist's name attached, no media promotion. Anyone flipping through would find nothing but rough pencil drawings of strange dreams, accompanied by cryptic margin notes. It looked more like a personal dream journal turned graphic sketchbook. Sometimes chaotic, sometimes obscure, often baffling. Yet over a decade later, on March 11, 2011, Japan was rocked by a devastating earthquake and tsunami that claimed over 15,000 lives and left tens of thousands missing. The world watched in stunned disbelief as images of a modern nation swallowed by the sea rolled across screens. In the days of chaos, someone remembered that long-forgotten comic. When they opened its pages, they discovered a sketch that mirrored March 11th's disaster. Seawater, flooding streets, towering tsunami waves crashing inland, and even the number 311 scrawled on the cover, as though to warn of something no one yet understood. The details were too precise to dismiss. Thousands hunted down that manga, examined every pencil stroke, and soon realized, of the 15 dreams inside, 12, 1/2, had already come true. As The Future I Saw gripped public attention after the 2011 catastrophe, the burning question was, who created it? But when eyes turned to the author, all they found was the name, Tatsuki, no real identity, no verifiable trail. In a world where data is everywhere, this person vanished into thin air for over 2 decades, deepening the enigma. As Tatsuki became a viral buzz, countless imposters claimed the identity, churning out fake prophecies and sowing confusion. Some assumed a grand hoax, others whispered that Tatsuki might not even be an individual but a shadowy organization or an orchestrated psyop. Then, in October 2023, just as the prophecy fever surged anew, Tatsuki resurfaced, reissuing the original manga with expanded details and full explanations. Now titled still, The Future I Saw, it transformed from a loose collection of dreams into a detailed chronicle of everything Tatsuki had witnessed and recorded over the years. And finally she revealed herself. Born December 2, 1954, in Kanagawa Prefecture, now living in Yokohama. A post-war childhood, painting and singing, dreamy and sensitive, until age 9, when her dreams diverged from the ordinary. An old man with silver-white hair and calm eyes began appearing beside her in dreams, whispering of events years ahead. They'd walk beneath moonlight. He'd share mysteries she'd only understand decades later. The first dream to truly shake her came in November 1976. Tatsuki saw a man singing under bright stage lights, then suddenly collapse amid the glow. The crowd gasped, and she knew it was Freddie Mercury, Queen's iconic frontman. In 1976, Mercury was at his peak. No one would have foretold his death without ridicule. Yet instead of dismissing it, she quietly sketched and noted every detail. 15 years later, on November 24, 1991, Freddie Mercury died. TV networks ran special coverage. Newspapers splashed his image everywhere. When Tatsuki revisited her 1976 pages, she felt chills. Not just at his passing, but at a small frame depicting a film crew shooting a tribute documentary, eerily matching real footage of fans planning a Mercury biopic. She tried to chalk it up to coincidence, but deep down, she knew. Flawless coincidences are rarely accidental. From that point on, her prophetic dreams multiplied and obeyed a strange timeline, some unfolding 5 years later, some 10, some exactly 15 from when she saw them. She documented every detail: settings, sounds, colors, names, times, even emotional sensations. On August 31, 1992, she dreamed of walking down a long corridor, bathed in light from towering windows, ending at a painting of a blonde woman holding a child, with Dana scrawled beneath. Immediately came light, blinding her, metal crashing, people screaming. 5 years later, on August 31, 1997, Princess Diana perished in Paris. Once again, Tatsuki's sketches foreshadowed the tragedy with uncanny clarity. From 1995 onward, her dreams escalated earthquakes, tsunamis, and geological upheavals beyond human control. Driven by urgency, she compiled these visions into the manga that would eventually resurface. Onward, her dreams escalated earthquakes, tsunamis, and geological upheavals beyond human control. Driven by urgency, she compiled these visions into the manga that would eventually resurface. The Future I Saw. On January 2, 1995, a winter night brought another dream of the silver-haloed old man, guiding her to a land where the ground split and thick dust choked the air. She woke at dawn, heart pounding, and recorded the date and scene. She added a single note: "Something will rupture in 15 days." 15 days later, on January 17, 1995, the Great Hanshin Kobe earthquake struck, killing nearly 6,500 people and destroying tens of thousands of homes. Japan's proud order was laid bare by nature's fury. In that moment, Tatsuki's doubt vanished. What she saw were not mere coincidences. The future was speaking, and she felt compelled to share her warnings, not hide them behind closed pages. Thus, in 1999, she published The Future I Saw, but then vanished again. It might have ended there, had one final dream not shattered the silence. In a July 2021 dream, Tatsuki woke drenched in cold sweat, breath ragged. She found herself in a vast water field under an ash-colored sky. The sea south of Japan bubbled ominously. Two colossal dragons emerged, thrashing beneath the waves as if tearing at Earth's crust. An explosion rattled the depths, and the land vanished. She realized this was a sequel to her 1999 vision, but now sharper, more violent. The pattern was unmistakable, and she couldn't stay quiet. In 2023, she released a complete edition of The Future I Saw, adding new dreams and, most importantly, a warning. A looming catastrophe closer than any had guessed. In that dream, she stood at immense height, able to see the sea south of Japan as a living map. At first, the ocean was unnervingly still. Then huge bubbles rose from the seafloor like cauldrons boiling, signaling an underwater volcano's imminent eruption. But what burned into her memory were the two enormous dragons twisting beneath the surface. They moved silently, coiling around the rising bubbles like guardians. Then, in an instant, a massive water column shot skyward, unleashing a tsunami dwarfing the 2011 waves. Frozen, she watched as 3 times taller walls of water surged ashore, dragging dust, vehicles, buildings, and millions of people into chaos. She can't recall how she breathed. All she knew, after the wave, a new land began to emerge. Rising like an ancient being awakened from millennia-long slumber. Wet earth churned upward, stone heaved into jagged forms, raw and untouched. In that moment, Tatsuki knew this new land would connect Japan, Taiwan, Hong Kong, and the Philippines into one continuous continent. When most see disaster as an end, in her dream the end was a beginning. A new chapter humanity neither expected nor prepared for, yet couldn't ignore. What made it even more horrifying, she foresaw the exact moment it would happen. 5:00 AM, on July 5, 2025. She understood that many would scoff, dismiss her as a superstitious dreamer. But she also knew, if only a few believed and prepared, the loss could be far less devastating. Some dismissed Tatsuki's visions as anxiety run wild, but followers of her predictions, since the 1970s, see only one truth. What she glimpsed in dreams demands attention. And so, the pressing question with her 2023 reissue, especially with its stark warning about a new continent in 2025, was, could such an event actually occur? The answer is yes. While odds are slim, it's theoretically possible. Japan sits within the Pacific Ring of Fire, where tectonic plates converge and underwater volcanoes abound. These plates shift inch by inch, year by year, spawning earthquakes, eruptions, and occasionally new land. In 2013, just 500 meters off Nishinoshima Island's coast, an underwater volcano erupted, creating a small island unseen on any map. Within months, it expanded, merged with the main island, and doubled Nishinoshima's size. In 2021, in the Kuril Islands, disputed by Japan and Russia, another submarine volcano erupted without warning. Meteorologists found a new island had formed where none existed before. These modest events prove that Tatsuki's visions aren't wholly implausible. Returning to her 2021 dream, the two dragons beneath the sea align with the intersection of the Philippine Sea Plate and the Pacific Plate, precisely where underwater volcanoes are most likely. If conditions align, such an eruption could thrust the seafloor upward, birthing new land. There is one dream from the late 1990s that left her gasping. Less from fear, more from an overpowering sense of loss. She reluctantly shared it years later, fearing people would feel helpless. In that vision, a deafening roar echoed from deep within Earth. So powerful she felt her spine shudder, even asleep. She awoke within the dream. The clock read exactly 5:00. Morning or afternoon, impossible to tell. She stepped outside to find everything shattered. Roads buckled. Tall buildings had their lower floors sheared away, as if an invisible hand ripped concrete blocks from the earth. Cars lay mangled, canopies caved in, power lines flickered like dying embers, and bridges far half had simply vanished. Around her, not a soul remained. The street lay deserted. And when she looked down, solid ground hadn't existed. Only water stretched out before and behind her. In that instant of waking, she felt the world had truly ended. When she reissued The Future I Saw, she added a note under this dream. I am not sure whether this scene is the 2011 earthquake or something far more horrifying, and I was wearing a short-sleeved shirt, even though March in Japan is fiercely cold. That detail, short sleeves in winter, sent chills. The 2011 tsunami struck in March. Yet her dream had summer's heat. And in 2025, the disaster she described truly unfurls in summer. You may scoff at dreams or believe the future is unreachable. But if this story gave you pause, even for a moment, please share your thoughts below. I read every comment and love digging deeper with you into the unknown. If you crave more mysteries like this, hit subscribe and ring the bell so you never miss what's waiting in the shadows. Until next time, stay curious and stay prepared.